Are you tired of losing to China? You wish to be somewhat competent? You wish to have the second most virgin title in the game? Do you want to flex on your non-existent friends? Well, if that's the case, I'll show you how to form the Mongol Empire in not one, but 3 different ways. Mongolia is a nation located in Asia. It's stuck in between 2 superpowers. The Mongol Empire is the hardest formable in the game, requiring you to conquer so much for such a small country. Forming the Mongol Empire requires skill and also some luck. Let's get into it. The first strategy is the easiest, but requires the most luck or having a friend. The second one is the default strategy, and if you're feeling ballsy and based, you can do the third one. First things first, try to ally China. If they decline, server hop. Or try strategy 2. This is so much easier if you have a friend alongside with you. Do a basic setup with 2 electronics, steel motor, later build a fertilizer and consumer good factory. In research, go for research technology and make sure to turn up your research spending. We want to reach quantum computing as soon as possible. After that, expand either into Korea, Central Asia if China is expanding, or go down to East Asia and expand there. The strategy here is to either get strong enough to fight China in late game, or to wait out until the China player leaves. Or if he's your friend, he's gonna help you. For this reason, there is no point in going into depth into the strategy. I recommend expanding to Africa and South America because there are no players and there is a lot of resources and population. Once you feel strong enough, break the Chinese alliance and prepare. It's even better to declare war on their ally if they have one, to completely surprise them. If you manage to kill China and form the Yuan dynasty, you're set to form the Mongol Empire. But what if China doesn't accept the alliance? This is a standard strat where you fight China in early game. This strat was made by my friend Russian Seal, who is a raw mod and is 16-0 with this strategy. First, you build one electronic, steel, motor and fertilizer factory. Sell all of your electronics as soon as possible. After this, you max out spending on research, military, government and healthcare spending. Also, if you're lucky, try to get a fortification expert, chief of staff and or a general of the army leaders, as these will help you out significantly. China will most likely invade you soon, so it's important to fully optimize defense as soon as possible, which is why we will be using stalwart defense for this strategy. At this point, it should be around August 2019, which means you can build your first civilian factory. Also, build a fortification on the city below your capital as it's located on a mountainous territory, which will significantly help you out while defending. With his strategy, China usually invaded him in between 2021 and 2023, so being alert is key. If China decides to declare war on you before you have quantum, invest it to support research, mainly range, so China's troops and tanks will suffer more. If it isn't, then invest in tax collection as soon as possible. Then go for support technology. Get it to support range 4 and firepower 2. After this, go for infantry technology and anti-tank. At this point, you will be at war with China, as they'll believe they have a chance, but they don't. The war can take up to 3 to 9 years from his experience, depending on how committed the China player is. At any moment, Russia may also join against you or any other country, so you should always keep your capital defended and your northern border defended. Once you see that China is getting protests, do not hold back by shelling his infantry even more or capturing cities while possible to further weaken him. After this, China should be collapsed by now due to your war. Form Yuan as soon as possible and then focus on invading Russia if there's still a player. No one else is a threat due to your economy being so powerful for the tax collection you invested in earlier. Also, make sure to start developing your cities in order to even further increase your tax income. For the ideology, it is recommended to go nationalist and eventually maybe even turn fascist, though that will nerf your economy a bit. Once Russia is that, the Mongol Empire is only a few invasions away. So you want to form the Mongol Empire looking like an absolute menace? We will be the ones declaring war on China and Russia, optionally, instantly. As a result, this is way harder, but also may end up being way faster. Depends on how committed the China player is. Of course, the China player needs to be kinda bad at the game, but most good players won't play China because of how strong it is. Start off by immediately justifying on China and Russia. Make 2 electronic factories and spawn troops on cities where you aren't building but are close to your capital. Train your home guard for mountain specialization. Fortify the city below your capital and the one above it. Increase military spending to max and work towards stalwart defense. Combine your spawn infantry with the home guard before the home guard is done specializing. Research support too, or if you're feeling extra risky, go for quantum. Split your troops into 2 stacks, one on your capital a bit lower than usually, so it protects the city below the capital as well and uses its fort, and one in the other city that we fortified. We have to defend at least 3 cities so we can't get force peace by China or Russia. By now, the justification should be finished. Declare war instantly. Sell all of your electronics and make artillery. The artillery should be split into 2 groups like infantry. After that, just let China and Russia invade you. Make sure to never move your troops as they would lose entrenchment. Once you max out your doctrine, try to get a leader which has good buffs for the defense. If you see that China is making aircraft, make sure to make at least 1 anti-aircraft unit. Start buying steel and mortar from others. Then once China leaves, make tanks. If both China and Russia leave, you can start recapturing your nation. After that, quickly take Beijing. Making China collapse will make it easier for us since we will get more money by annexing nations that declare independence. For invading Russia, I strongly recommend specializing tanks for winter, since we will be invading through Siberia. Once you annex all of China and hopefully most of Russia, form Yuan dynasty and continue invading other nations. At this point, you should be set to form the Mongol Empire. That's it. If you end up trying any of these strategies, let me know in the comment section below and how it went. I'm really interested how it goes for you guys, especially if you tried the Menace strategy. Anyways, click the video on the screen now.